Well, kia ora and welcome on into Netball Zone. Courtney Tidy, Cruz, Tangina. Well, Cruz, what a match down in Kirikiriroa. We were hoping at the halftime show that the Steel could come home, but it was the Magic who came home in the end. Quarter 4, 16-8.
Yeah, such a strong quarter from the home team. I think for the Steel, as Hooch mentioned in her post-match interview, they sort of ran out of steam. They got more ball on defence, but they just couldn't quite convert it in the end. And it showed in that tough loss. But they were so close, and we were all eager in them to win. But yes, congratulations to the Magic.
And the shooting stats were very good from both teams, and in particular, Saviour Tui.
Saviour Tui, 93% if I can remember correctly, or 95%. But I think Amelia Nikanasio is standing by with us now at Globox Arena. Mills, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on a really tough battle this evening. But you must be so proud of your team, given the few losses that you had in the previous rounds.
Yeah, honestly, I wasn't quite proud of all the moments out there, but actually really proud of how we hung on and we came back. We knew it was going to be an absolute battle out there, and obviously, we're actually cheering for Steel, to get a win as well too. We just didn't want to give it to them at all, so we were going Hundies as well too, and we had to because they brought it all tonight.
Mills, what was the difference, say, between last night's final quarter and going down to the Pulse, and then tonight being able to really bring it home?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I'm a little bit distracted here at the moment. There's a Mina's haka going on for GT. I think the difference was we just had those little moments where we just had to connect a little bit more, and we just made more of the 1%ers.
Well, talking about big moments, Mills, so many people throughout this season throughout this round have really celebrated some big milestones. How great is it to see, I guess, the longevity in netball at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's really exciting. I mean, I was just thinking last night, there's been so many milestones to celebrate. What an exciting time. I think not only has there been a lot of people in the game who have skin in the game and have stayed in for a long time, contributed heaps, but man, the new crop that are coming through, we're going to see like some incredible numbers that they're going to be playing as well too. It's a total different game at the moment, and they've been in for such a young age, so yeah, it's exciting.
Well, kia ora, Mills, congratulations. Thank you for your time. We'll let you go and celebrate with your team.
Thank you. Thanks, you guys.
And if we have a look at her stats, Cruz, well, we spoke about the shooting percentage, outstanding, but Debbie Fuller in commentary also spoke about the volume. Yep,
the volume, but also the work that Amelia Nikanasio does off the ball. She has that really good seal and present that we see from a number of shooters throughout the ANZ Premiership, but she does it so well, and her timing was pinpoint accurate tonight. So, again, a great game by Amelia Nikanasio.
Well, it was round 10 of the ANZ Premiership, but it all got underway on Saturday. Cruz, you were there for the Mystics and the Steel.
I was there, and despite it being a match between the bottom of the table and the top of the table, the Steel and the Mystics, boy, it was a really competitive game from both teams. The Mystics getting out to a 19-9 goal lead after the first quarter, but the Steel really came back and brought it to them. Saviour Tui, despite losing, picking up the MVP performance. She was up against our guest, SULU FITZPATRICK, who's coming up on the couch shortly. But again, the Mystics just really standing up under pressure. Phoenix Karaka was outstanding. The attacking end was outstanding. That connection between Peter Toiava and Grace Wicker was outstanding also. So great game from them.
Well, game 2 was just last night down in Kirikiriroa, Hamilton. It was the Pulse and the Magic. And the Pulse, it seemed like they were in control for majority of the match. It really was a game of two halves. Don't know what was said at the halftime in the Magic changing room, but they came out, they won the second half. It was going goal for goal in that final quarter, but the Pulse, they know how to win and bring games home, and boy, did they do that in the last 3 minutes of the game to win by 1 over the Magic.
Yes, and game 3 was down in Christchurch between the Tactics and the Stars. A huge, an important game for both these teams, really determining that final placing in the top 3. The Stars, boy, they really had the control right throughout the game. Mila Really Buchanan picking up MVP. You can see her stats there on the screen. Such an exceptional game from her. Also, the connection with Julian Crampton was outstanding. The Tactics had some moments of brilliance, but they just couldn't quite string them along when they needed to. I think full credit to the Stars for really standing up under pressure and taking that pressure to the Tactics down in Christchurch yesterday. So, unfortunately, maybe they're out for the Tactics, but the Stars have that top 3 position as well.
Well, there was also plenty to celebrate in round 10 of the ANZ Premiership. There were milestones everywhere, in particularly down in Otatahi, Christchurch. Carden Berger reaching 100 games, head coach Marian Delaney-Hoschek as well. Simone Nathan for the Stars, and also Tapaya Selby-Rickett celebrated 150 Cruz.
Yeah, it's so beautiful to see, and congratulations to all these players and coaches. Coco, both you and I know how hard it is to stay in the game and for that long, so to see the longevity is such an amazing thing. And again, congratulations to everyone.
I think that's why we're here, Cruz, and we're still not out there on the netball court. Another player who celebrated a milestone is SULU FITZPATRICK. She celebrated 150 games. She's going to join us on the couch next, but for now, here's her story.
And into the game also is SULU FITZPATRICK.
And it's her debut for the Mystics, so she'll be wanting to impress.
I definitely can remember it because it was the last quarter of the last game of the season. It went by very quickly. As you can see, my hair is still in fine form. Kind of a blur, but loved that moment.
She's making an impression in her first match, that's for sure.
When you're young, it kind of you don't really understand how what a big deal it is. You kind of just caught in the moment, so that it was definitely enjoyable. But when you look at the legends like Joel's, Bubby, I was very, very blessed, but probably very much out of my depth. To be honest, that 17-year-old probably wasn't sure what was happening the next week. So really grateful to be here now at 150 games. But it's nice to have debuted for the Mystics and to be doing 150 with them. A lot of the challenges that I've experienced in my career are largely self-imposed, self-inflicted. Pulse came calling at a time when I was ready to call it quits. I definitely probably considered finishing my career many times, but the timing of Pulse, at a time in my life where I knew that I needed to make changes, both on and off the court. So I'm really grateful for what they did for me, not just in the sense of netball in my career, but also just as a person, to be better as a mum, a partner, and just be a happier person. I'm most excited to just enjoy netball, to be the best SULU that I can be, but also to hopefully lay some good foundations for the players that are coming. I think it's really important that as a leader that you're not just worried about your own job, but you're also that you're advocating or you're supporting the growth of the next players coming through, and that you want the best and hopefully for them to be better than you. So I can see that there's a lot of young guns coming through, nipping at our heels, but also ready for us to make way so that they can dominate. So I'm looking forward to enjoying the rest of the season, going hard for the win, and then watch from the sidelines with some hot chips. My journey has not been a fairy tale, but I think that's probably what's made it more worthwhile. I've played in 5 of the 6 teams in the Premiership, and that's purely been to be able to keep continuing to play in this domestic competition. So I've been really blessed. I understand that that's part of being an elite sports person, is doing what you need to do to keep playing. So I've enjoyed it, definitely a colourful career, but one that I'm very grateful for.
Oh my gosh, all the emotions. We welcome in SULU FITZPATRICK. SULU, congratulations on such a milestone and a career. What's it like for you watching yourself watching and talking about your career?
Definitely cringeworthy, but I guess just seeing that you just remember so many things that you forget, I guess, along the way. Remember the people that you got to connect with, but also just the different stages of life that you go through. So I was really lucky that I got to spend 13 years of my life in netball, and looking forward to seeing where the next transition takes me.
Well, SULU, after your 150th game on Saturday, you had a big presentation at your home stadium, the Trust Arena. How great was it to have your family there celebrating this big milestone for you?
Definitely a shock, but also very grateful. I guess mainly because I'm still here because of them. My career would have ended a very long time ago had it not been for my parents, siblings, and partner. Oh, husband now.
Can we see the ring?
Yes, but very grateful that they got to celebrate that moment because it's definitely for them.
Now, in that track, we saw that you did play for 5 different teams. So what was that like when you were moving around a lot?
I'm very blessed that I got to, definitely not by choice, but to keep playing the game, I made the moves. And with the sport of family. I was able to wear 5 different colours. I'm lucky I actually have got to play with a lot of the tactics girls anyway, so it's meant that I've understood many different environments. I know what it feels like. Potentially it gives me a little bit of an advantage understanding different environments, cultures, and game plans.
And not only players, but you've also connected with coaches as well. I mean, talk to us about some coaches that have really left an imprint on your career.
Oh, it's very hard to, I guess, narrow it down. I definitely would say that Yvette had a huge impact on me. Probably because a lot of my values align with hers. She is very much a holistic person. As a teacher, I guess she understands the importance of making sure the person is looked after. She wants to make sure that everyone feels valued, and that's probably also something that's shared by Knowles and Debs. So I'm really lucky that I've had very good coaches throughout my career.
Yeah, and we can see there Yvette on screen, who you said has been so influential. For you, a highlight must have been playing for the Silver Ferns and wearing that black dress.
Definitely. I would probably say it was a bit sweeter the second time around. Wow. I definitely had no idea what was going on that first time, but very, very grateful to, I guess, get that debut, but more importantly, get back there after 7 years. It was a long time, a long wait between, but definitely was important that I did that, I guess, for my family, yeah.
Well, speaking of family, SULU, you mentioned that you actually were going to end your career a little bit earlier. So how important was your family, not only for that moment, but also to, I guess, carry you on throughout this journey of netball?
I guess it's very well documented that I've made some poor decisions through life.
No judgment here.
But I guess when you're in sport, it's definitely, I guess, elevated or emphasised for everyone to see, and so to have a family that has stood by and encouraged me time and time again to head back, even after my children, even after being dropped from multiple teams. I'm very blessed to have that support, because I know a lot of, I guess, Pacific people don't necessarily have that support system because they're having to, I guess, give themselves. So I'm really lucky that my family gave me this time to be able to.
What's it like for you, SULU, when you reflect on this journey, when you look at where you started and knowing that you are such a role model for so many people, but particularly in the Pacific community?
Makes me... I definitely don't think I deserve that, but I do know that I've probably made mistakes that have helped, I guess, help other young girls learn from. I want to make sure that everything I'm doing and saying and the way I'm acting in the team or any interactions I have with opposition, that I'm making sure that I'm living my values as a Pacific woman, but also just as a person. So I'm happy to celebrate. I was very happy to celebrate Savy having a very good game on Saturday. I think that's exciting for her and her own journey, but also just her as a person. I love her and I've got her back, and I feel the same way about players across the country. I want them all to do well. Obviously, I still want to win, but I think it doesn't have to be one or the other. I think it can be both. So I'm really excited that the ANZ Premiership this season has seen a growth across the board. I love seeing the interchanges between players coming on and off. It just means people get more experience, more depth, and people will be better for it.
Well, SULU, I think that all those players that you mentioned would say the exact same thing about you, as do we. So thank you so much for being here with us. You're still staying here, but we did celebrate Community Round this week in the ANZ Premiership, and we've got a very special story.
So yes, we have our Avis Community Day, our Centre Pass Day, which is awesome. A free day that all of the kids in our region can kind of get along. They can book into a skill session, although I think they've all been booked out, which is unreal. So cool. We get to connect with all the kids. We get to hang out with them off the court as well. So we've got heaps of activities, which is really cool. So we're really excited.
So we've just got a 4-hour kind of time slot. It's open entry, anyone can come along. It's really cool to be a part of, this is only my second year with Magic, and we obviously weren't allowed to do anything like this last year with COVID restrictions and things. So it's cool to see, like little food trucks and things around, lots of kids coming in to just have fun. Like, I think we've got all ages and stages.
My girls absolutely love the Magics. We came to some of the games last year and they get more and more out of it each time. It's just so rewarding for them. I think it's like inspiring and it makes them want to play harder and better, and hopefully it gives them the chance to one day be a Magics player.
I wanted to come down today because it was going to be a super fun opportunity, and who doesn't want to do netball, you know? So we did some exercise at the start and like passes with the ball, and then we played a few games where we had to like put down the ball like that and like pass to each other so that it was like evenly spread across the whole court. Really so cool.
I brought my daughter down so that she could learn new skills and improve her netball.
It's just cool to come and try something different and meet some players that play on a professional level and get them inspired to aim high. Yeah.
For Magic to have this many people at a community day, to get it here, I wish there could be more, but other things are going on at the moment. But yeah, it's massively important for us because for us, community is what drives us, and it is the people. It's the people first. People and whānau are what Magic are, so if we can give back in any way, it's just, you know, ultimate.
Well, how beautiful to see the connection between the Magic and their community. And SULU, speaking of community around the Mystics Nation, your community, how much do they mean to you guys?
They're everything. We know that if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to play. We're very grateful to our volunteers, the officials, all those that behind the scenes allow us to actually do what we love. So we're very grateful to them.
Yeah,
SULU, will you be a netball mum once you stop playing and be involved in the community in that way?
My daughter has adamantly said that she's going to be doing rugby like her auntie, so I don't think she'll be following mum's footsteps.
A rugby mum it is. Well, another week of Netball Zone means another episode of Cruise Control. Take a look. No Mai Hoki Mai Ki Cruise Control, a netball segment where we offer you netball tips to improve your netball game. Today we will be looking at an up to go back to get the mid-quarters onto the circle edge. The first thing you want to do is to draw your player to the transverse line. Once they have overcommitted, then you want to roll back to the circle edge, receiving the pass on the edge and looking for your shooter inside.
I feel like I wouldn't be good at it.
What? Yes, you would.
Oh, kia ora, Cruise. All right, it's time for our favourite competition where we want everyone at home to get involved. It is our TikTok one.
All right, netballers, we're calling you to get your groove on. Grab your teammates, all ages and stages, and see if you can do it better than the ANZ girls. To go into the draw, head over to the Sky Sport TikTok page. Learn the dance, grab the sound, and remember to hashtag NetballZone in your entry. You'll be in to win over $2,000 worth of Puma gear to fully kit you and your netball team out. Make sure to follow them over on Instagram at Puma New Zealand.
A big congratulations to our winners this week from Pirinoa School. Thank you so much for sending in your entry. Thank you to everyone else who has been sending in their entries. We only have 2 weeks left, so make sure you get together with your school or with your team and send them on in.
Yes, and if we get enough, we might get a TikTok from FITZPATRICK, maybe fingers crossed. Well, it is another week of Erina Makaire E! News, and she's standing by with the Princess of Netball.
No mai hoki mai to E! News. It's a segment where we love to have the best, the ones, the only, you know, we get the best. Today we have royalty. We're going to roll out the red carpet. We're welcoming the one, the only. She can tell you her own name.
Tiana Keita Metuaro, born in Hertfordshire, England, royalty, on camera, in the flesh.
In the flesh, wow, it's great to be in your presence.
Thank you.
Because kia ora. We're all queens around here. But tell me, what is this all about?
So it might be hard to believe, but my nickname in my family is Princess, and pretty much when I was in England, I went to the doctor and my family had called me Princess all my life, and I actually was convinced this was my name, Princess, before Tiana. And I had a little hearing test and they kept saying, Tiana, Tiana, and I didn't turn until they
your
said
name was Princess.
And then I turned. Wow. And that's why I'm Princess.
And so you're Princess, so the girls wore crowns for your 100th game?
Yes, they did.
They rolled out the red carpet?
They did, they really did.
In order of Princess theme, what princess are you? Are you Princess Tiana? Is that like the princess of Disney princess you are?
I am. I'm Princess Tiana.
Do you know any songs from Princess Tiana?
No, I don't, but I'm a pretty good singer if you want whatever. I'm good.
Do you have a frog prince? Because that's what Princess Tiana does, right?
Do I have a prince?
Yeah, so the frog, and you kiss it and it becomes prince.
That's up to, well, the people can decide. The people can decide.
You don't?
No.
We are looking for, not frogs, but princes, right?
Yeah.
One kiss.
Just one. Unless you beg for more.
So last week, or whatever week it was, we did a questionnaire. I don't have my phone on me, but we're going to make it up, okay? Do you want defenders?
Okay, whatever. You
defenders,
just hit me.
defenders. Okay, anyone in the league, defenders? Okay, the Angus guy.
Not Edina.
That gets all the intercepts guy.
Kelly.
Oh, nice. That doesn't know where their feet is guy.
Edina. Continue.
This is rude.
It is rude. It's honest. And we appreciate honesty.
The talk smack guy.
Edina.
Oh,
It was worse last year.
Tiana!
I do love you.
Your favourite defender?
My favourite defender.
Keep saying my name.
Our defenders. Paris Mason,
Sis.
Kelly Jury, and Christiana Monua.
Okay, since there's been royalty and people being crowned and all that stuff was going on today, who's your favourite royal person?
My favourite royal person, are we talking the royal family?
You can pick
as in the coronation that just happened?
Oh, no, you can
If
choose
it's not
anyone.
myself, I would say, what's his name? Maybe Prince William? Or no, Prince William's daughter, Charlotte. She's a queen.
I thought
Love
you were
her.
talking royal family like Paris Goebel.
I do love Paris Goebel as well, and actually I learnt her whole routine.
Did you show us? Show us for the outro. Show me.
I know this move. Give me some room.
Is it like this? Okay, give you some room. Go.
Wait, no, they're like this on the platform.
Do it. Ready, go.
1, 2, 3.
Nice, and that's it for E! News with royalty, Tiana.
Oh my gosh, we're absolutely cracking up in studio. Sulu, you know both of them so well, but is Tiana a princess?
100 million trillion % that is her.
To a absolute T.
Yes, exactly.
All right, it was round 10 of the ANZ Premiership. It all started with the Mystics getting the win over the Steel Crews. You were there, they won by 10 points. Then it was followed by the Pulse getting the win over the Magic by 1 point. Stars, too good for the Tactics. And then it was the Magic beating the Steel tonight.
Yes, and if we look at the leaderboard as it stands at the moment, well, Sulu, you're fighting with the Pulse at the moment, both on 30 points. Who is going to sit number one come to the end of the ANZ Premiership? We will find out soon. The Stars in at 26 points in third position, and after that win tonight for the Magic, they head up on 19 points, still in fifth place.
All right, coming up this week, it is round 11. And it is the Tactics and the Magic, followed by the top of the table clash, the Pulse and the Mystics. Do not miss that one live from Wellington on Sunday. Monday night down in Invercargill, it is the Steel and the Stars, followed by Netball Zone. Sulu, while we have you, top of the table clash, heading back down to Wellington. How important is this match?
I'm actually really looking forward to playing Wellingwood. I haven't played Pulse, I don't think, this season, so I'm actually looking forward to getting my feet on the court, getting a feel of them, seeing what it's like to play Amelia, but also looking forward to the challenge that arises with, I guess, seeing what that does to the leaderboard.
Well, last time you actually played the Pulse, you lost by 2. Does that play into your guys' mind heading into this next game against them?
To be honest, I don't think about that.
Sorry to bring it up.
Oh no, I don't think about that. I take each game as it comes because you just can't judge anything off what's happened before. I guess it can inform you, but I'm looking forward to seeing how we front up on this coming weekend. No doubt we'll probably have a few more things chucked at us when we go down there, but looking forward to the challenge.
Well, Sulu, we cannot wait for that one. It will be on Sunday, but thank you so much for joining us in studio.
Awesome, thank you.
Crews, thank you. As always, Inside Netball this week will be Storm Purvis, Jenny Woods and myself. Thank you everyone at home, and we will see you all next week for Netball Zone.